'cause I am the Queen G Lamb, blazing your mind, stunning, lovable, and classy. I be who I be, so don't fix me. I'm the real Dame, son, the dominant one.
Welcome and thank you for joining us today. You're watching the Gigi Iam Show. I'm Gigi Iam, and we have a very exciting show for you today. So you want to stay tuned in. I have a very special guest in the studio with me. Former All-Star NBA player, Milwaukee Bucks, Marques Johnson is in the studio with me today, and we're going to be talking about what he's been doing, what's going on in his life, and what is in development for him. Welcome.
Thank you very much.
Welcome.
Let me compliment you on that open too. The music was jamming, and it was live. I enjoyed that.
Well, thank you very much. That is original. And we put our heart into what we do. We love it.
You could hear that.
We love it. But thank you for being here. I mean, this is really an honor for me to have your presence.
Well, thank you for inviting me. We met at the Antonio Villaraigosa.
Yes.
At the Magic Johnson Theaters,
yes.
And you know, I just like the positive energy that you exuded, and being in this business myself, you know, you just kind of latch yourself on to people like that, and good things happen, I've found. So
well, thank you so much. Thank you so much. You're making me blush.
Good.
Listen, I have to say, first of all, you are someone that people look up to, men and women, an all-star, NBA, MVP, you know, a family man, a professional businessman. You're doing it all. You're having it all. How do you get to that status? What state of mind takes you there?
Well, you know, I think it's more about just living life day to day, and also just to be blessed to have gotten to this point. You talked about the NBA All-Star, but it's interesting. Kids today, to them, there was no basketball before Michael Jordan. So, you know, my initials are MJ, so a lot of my friends call me the original MJ.
Okay.
Before Michael Jordan. But a lot of the kids today, you know, it's funny, you know, when I talk to kids in different type of situations, different type of settings, and I talk about my past career, the first winner of the John Wooden Award in 1977, 5-time NBA All-Star, and they're kind of like, whatever. And I would say, did you guys see the movie White Men Can't Jump? They're like,
that's
yeah.
right.
The character Raymond that robbed the liquor store. They're like, oh yeah, that's you. Their eyes light up. So I mean, that's kind of my claim to fame right now, Gigi. That's where the kids identify me most. But no, I'm just really thankful, and I've been blessed, and I've got some great kids and great things going on, and life has been good.
Yeah, two of your sons that you have also went to UCLA, where you went. You were player of the year there. And I mean, how does that make you feel?
Well, I'm really proud of that. I mean, we're the answer to a trivia question. My oldest son, Chris Johnson, played at UCLA in 1995 and won an NCAA championship on a team that was led by Ed O'Bannon. And I won a championship under John Wooden, a legendary coach, one of the greatest coaches of all times. But I was a part of his 10th and final championship team in 1975. So the trivia question is, what father and son have both won NCAA championships at the same school? Now, there was a kid from North Carolina, Sean May, whose father, Scott May, won a championship at Indiana, but they played at two different schools. Me and Chris are the only ones who won a championship at the same school, UCLA. And my second son, Josiah, he didn't play as much as I would have liked to. He was the academic All-American for his team this year, got the academic honors, I should say, for his team this year, and he's done that 3 out of the past 4 years that he's been there. So, so you know, I mean, you know, there's different levels of pride. I'm proud of Chris because of the way he played. When my oldest son Chris left there, he was the 24th leading scorer in UCLA history, and that's thousands and thousands of guys. And Josiah, he's maintained a very high GPA and involved in a little business venture himself right now. So I'm proud of them for different reasons.
Now, to give a little bit more background on you, basically your family, the Johnson family, moved to LA when you were really little, Los Angeles, and your dad urged you, he urged you on to become a basketball player, and you became a superstar.
He beat me, just beat me, made me. No. See, no, it's another funny story, ironic or whatever, but my dad was a big basketball fan. We're from Louisiana. He was a high school coach in Louisiana, the same high school that Joe Dumars, who was former Detroit Piston and now the executive president of the Detroit Pistons. But he went to that same high school, Natchitoches Central. But my dad saw the Harlem Globetrotters play in the mid-50s, and there was a player by the name of Marques Haynes, who spells his name Marques. And when my dad saw him play, he thought he was the greatest player he'd ever seen in his life, and if he had a son, he was going to name him Marcus and just hope that he played basketball. So I'm actually named after Harlem Globetrotter, but one of the greatest all-time players, African-American players especially, Marques Haynes. And things just kind of worked out. We moved out here to Los Angeles in 1961, and when I was 5 years old, and my father was very instrumental in me becoming the man and player that I was, and the man that I am.
Yes, that's awesome. You were like recruited by 200 colleges and chose to go to UCLA.
Yeah, I did, and a lot of that had to do with John Wooden. Now, to hear my parents tell it, they actually moved to LA so I would go to UCLA. Jackie Robinson, the first African-American to break into the major leagues back in the late 40s, early 50s, I forget the exact year. But he was a UCLA grad, and so for black people in the South, UCLA kind of held that place in black culture as being a school of opportunity, and the place where you know, that you could be treated fairly and treated equally, and you could do some good things. Ralph Bunch, Dr. Ralph Bunch was another guy who was a UCLA graduate. So UCLA, even people in Louisiana heard of UCLA, and my mom and daddy, they say, we're gonna move them out to LA, and I want all my kids. I got 4